Hey guys, how's it going? We are here with the chapter of One Piece for this week, 713, Uso Land. Now, Karibo on the cover page is still on the run from Pirate Scotch, so yeah, his misadventures are continuing. The old lady, we didn't see what happened with her, so we may see what happens with her in the next coming weeks, but that's not the focus of this chapter. First up, we have Joker versus Law versus Isho. So we've got two warlords and one admiral against each other. This admiral knows that Joker's been up to no good, and he actually turns around and asks Law if Monkey D. Luffy is a comrade or a subordinate, the answer of which will determine whether Law keeps his status as a Shichibukai. If he says that Luffy is his comrade, he loses the status. If he says that Luffy is a subordinate, he keeps his status. He turns around and says there are no ranks between us. Luffy is my equal, effectively. Which basically says, well, okay, that means you're no longer a warlord. I'm attacking now. And he summons a meteor. I don't know, originally I thought that this meant that he was a Meteor Man, but given that he used another ability that had no meteor element to it back at that cafe where he ran to Zoro, I'm thinking that he actually is a gravity person. Someone else has mentioned that to me already, so he may actually be a gravity user, which worries me. It was also revealed that there is another Admiral, the Green Bull, so as opposed to a Red Bull. So yeah, that's interesting. So there's been two admiral change in the process, and this guy Isho has not been an admiral very long. He was picked up in the military drafting thing that happened in the 2-year time skip between the end of the Marineford arc and the start of the New World arc. So yeah, that's what's happening. Moving on, Sanji gets the factory details from Violet. Frankie is already on his way there with the little toy soldier guy. Luffy is currently fighting in the tournament. Sanji sees it on a screen and freaks out a little bit. And Frankie's like, yeah, he's fighting in the tournament. Have fun with that. I don't think Sanji knows about the fact that the Hito Hito no Mi, Ace's fruit, is actually the prize in the tournament, and that's why Luffy's fighting. But either way, you know, Sanji's just like, oh god, he's doing something stupid, which Frankie calls him out on because he's running around with this girl. Sanji tells Violet to run to the rendezvous point for the Straw Hat crew and to meet up with them later, and all the information that's going on is passed amongst everyone. You know, they've all read the bulletin, they know where Usopp and Robin currently are in the Fairyland area. I think they know where they are. Otherwise they just know that that's where Law and Don Flamingo are right now. So that's very interesting. So yeah, everyone's heading towards this factory, which is masquerading as a toy shop, to take it down. I'm assuming that the toys are a product of a devil fruit user. I'd assume so anyway. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if that's going to be something or not. Whether, you know, Gecko Moria is putting souls into toys or some nonsense like that, or it's just someone that can create living toys, which is something that Perona would probably love as an ability and would get along really well with this ability user. But we'll see what happens. I mean, the toy soldiers may just be a race of their own, just like the dwarves, the giants, the triple jointed arm guys and triple jointed leg guys. So they just might be another race altogether. So that might just be the case. I might be overestimating things. The factory is also where Kinemon's friend is, so Kinemon wants to head there. So Kinemon, Sanji, and Frankie are all heading to this place. And I'm sure that Zoro will eventually meet up with people. He was with one of the dwarves at one point, so he may end up with Usopp and Robin, who are currently in the underground dwarfen city. Usopp has claimed to be the descendant of Mont Blanc Noland, who is the guy who was on Jaya and helped out with the Shandian people before it got blasted up with the knockup stream and became part of Skypiea. So, you know, Mont Blanc Cricket was the guy that helped Luffy and the crew get ready to ascend to Skypiea. So, you know, there's a little backstory. So they actually do know who this guy is. Usopp claims to be a descendant of him, and that's all working out really well because it saved Robin's life, and they're getting a massive meal and a feast, and they're getting new supplies and everything like that. Until the dwarves turn around and say, yeah, Uso Land, you can run and lead the charge and fight off Don Flamingo. And Usopp's reaction is just that, oh god, what have I got myself into? So that should be interesting. So Usopp running into the battle that Law, Flamingo and Isho are all involved with. I don't know how this is going to go down. should be very interesting. I'm assuming that Zoro will actually meet up with Usopp and will save the day with him. This Admiral guy is a swordsman, so that may come into play. It may be a case that Zoro ends up squaring off against Isho at some point. It may not be anytime soon, but that's my prediction, that at one stage Zoro is going to fight against Isho and show that he is, if anything, almost on equal footing. Isn't able to beat the guy, but is able to stand his ground well enough that Isho isn't able to just flatten him in 1 second. So that should be interesting, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing how that one turns out. But for now, that's all that's really gone on. You know, Luffy's still in the tournament, so hopefully we'll go back and see some more of that going on soon. I'm interested to see him fight against the vampiric kind of guy that can sort of block any attack. He probably ate the shield fruit, which allows him to just create barriers around himself and prevent any attack from hitting him, which is very interesting. But can he keep up with the speed of, say, Gear 2nd or the size of Gear 3rd? So we'll see how that plays out. I'm really excited to see the end of the tournament, so it's nice to see everyone split up and doing their own thing. So it's going to be Sanji, Frankie and Kinemon doing their thing. Chopper, Nami and Brook are still on the ship, but no one can get in contact with them, so maybe we'll see what's going on with them shortly. Maybe they've been attacked by Marines or Don Flamingo's lackeys, or the people that were in the room with Don Flamingo when he announced that he had the Devil Fruit. So that might be interesting to see. But yeah, that's all I've got for now. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.